Engage.
Hey girls and geeks, welcome to the Geek Critique Show. I'm your host Jen, and this is the other host.
The other host, Dakota. Welcome back.
The other half of Geek Critique. So we have a Iron Fist trailer.
And also, we're going to be doing a Q&A. We promised you guys a few weeks back, so you guys have given us a few questions, and we're going to do that after our trailer reaction, so stay tuned if you so choose to. Let's begin.
Let's do it.
No shoes. Manhattan.
Hi, I'm Danny Rand. I've been away a long time.
Let's go. You don't belong here.
I'm Danny Rand. Guys, I just...
Oh,
Kill him.
he doesn't like people touching him.
Sure.
I left here 10 years old in a jet with my parents. I became the lone survivor.
Danny Rand, back from the dead. Why'd you wait this long to show up? How the hell did you learn martial arts?
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
My father instilled in me a love and respect for this company that has never faded. This is my home.
Rand is my
Wait.
company. This city is
That just
no
killed someone.
place for Danny Rand. We put in practice.
Oh, he was Faramir in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Danny, what happened to you? Why are you really back here?
Some bad people have gotten on the inside. Criminals.
I know what they are, what they can do. To fight them, we need someone with special skills.
Yeah, she's the best.
Yeah, boy.
I've been training my whole life.
Another thing that comes out while we're in London.
She's back.
This is my destiny.
Oh, I love her.
Defender arrives.
It's time.
Sick.
I'm going with you. No, you're not.
Cool choice of music, actually.
Yeah, really cool. That girl's so confident in everything she's in.
Change is coming, Danny.
Become what you were meant to be.
I like that he still has the tattoo on his chest.
I am the Iron Fist.
What the hell does that mean?
Whoa!
Whoa,
That's sick.
that was crazy.
Ugh. Marvel, at it again.
Ugh, wow.
So Rosario Dawson's back as Claire Temple.
Of course.
She's kind of like the, I want to say bread and butter of this series, but that's cutting her, it's selling her too short. She's the
Bread and butter?
I wanted to say that, but it's obviously not the right choice of words. I'm talking
Yeah,
about like
like-
a thread that goes through and weaves into
What
every
does that have to do
one of
with
the series.
bread and butter?
She's what
She's the
makes
pork
it a
chop.
meal.
Like she's the deliciousness. Oh, she's what makes it a meal. Okay.
All right, so you saw Colleen Wing. I forget the actress's name. She was also in Game of Thrones.
Oh
as,
yeah.
Nymeria Sand.
Yeah, she's always so like cocky. Like
Mhm.
she's always like ready to freaking kill someone, like destroy, dominate.
I really like the way that it looks like the show's going to start out, where he looks like a bum on the street.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It reminded me of Oliver Queen a bit.
Yeah.
You know, even when that one girl was like, "Why are you back?" I was like, "Oh, it looks like Laurel." Not looks like, but kind of like that's kind of
Right.
her role at that time. But
Mhm.
I have a feeling that, you know, and like I just obviously know this is going to take a completely different turn from that.
Mhm.
So
And the guy who owns Rand Industries appears to be like the first villain in the arc. And I think the Chinese Mafia will be the second arc, as we saw, I forget the lady's name, from Daredevil, the 1st
Mhm.
season. She's back.
yeah, she's so cool. Oh my gosh. I love that she spoke English all along.
Yeah.
I love
was
it.
so-
I
so
just
good.
love that she's so cunning.
Yeah.
She's like a viper.
Mm.
What was I going to say? Oh, so what part of New York are we looking at here? Are we looking at
It
the Upper
looks
East
like-
Side, or?
Yeah, it kind of does look like that.
Well, I just assumed that because he's super rich.
These 4 shows, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and now Iron Fist, were supposed to be all taking place in Hell's Kitchen. Jessica Jones kind of pushed away from that, even though it was still kind of set in Hell's Kitchen, whereas Luke Cage was totally in Harlem.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is... And you're not going to have corporate buildings like that.
Yeah, they're not going to be in Hell's Kitchen.
In Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen is... You know, every part of Hell's Kitchen that I've been to, and I've been there a few times, were smaller buildings, restaurants, residential.
It's the restaurant district.
So you would find something like that, you know, more near like Wall Street or the Upper East Side.
Mm-hmm. What is your consensus? Do you like this? Do you like what you see, or?
I like what I see, alright.
Yeah?
Danny's pretty hot.
I see. Moving on.
What do you think?
Do
you like what you see?
I think it looks really cool. I love his Iron Fist ability. I don't know too much about Danny Rand and his mystical arts or anything, but the fact that he's able to channel his power through his fist into one epic punch.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's heroic. Moving on, we have a few questions from you guys that we wanted to address.
And thank you so much for your patience with this.
Yeah, we should have done this a long time ago, and we actually did do this a long time ago.
Yeah, we did it, and then the footage got distorted, and we couldn't use it, so...
Mm-hmm. We were shooting with the 360 camera that you've seen in other videos if you follow our channel, and it just didn't work out. Like, for some reason, the formatting, we missed a file or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway.
But anyway, we got a few questions.
A few questions from you.
So, this is actually from, I believe your name is Hussein Malem. He says, thanks for the video. Are there any fantasy books read by British speakers? And this question was actually given to us on our Audible video that we did. We're not sponsored by Audible, but we love the medium of audiobooks because we don't have a lot of time in our day to read books. Mm-hmm. So to listen to them on the go while we're cleaning or whatever is really helpful. And we get a lot of our fiction that way.
The quality of the audiobooks are so beautiful, and some of these readers that we're going to tell you about are just crazy, crazy talented.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, there are.
Yeah, a lot of awesome ones. Mm-hmm. So you have hours of listening ahead of you. So
let's see. If you like Game of Thrones and want to watch or listen to the A Song of Ice and Fire series, that's read by Roy Dotrice. Great reader. Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites is, what's his name that does all of the Michael J. Sullivan
Tim
books?
Gerard Reynolds.
Yeah, Tim Gerard Reynolds is super, super good. Mm-hmm. So that's the Rhaegar Revelations, and then he just had his new book,
Age of Myth.
Age of Myth, that's the one. I'm currently reading that. It's really, really good. Yeah. I'm about halfway through.
Right. You also have Jim Dale. He read the Harry Potter series. Whoever read the Farseer trilogy, that's an English accent. That's a great series too, by the way. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Rob Inglis, he read the Lord of the Rings trilogy as well as the Earthsea trilogy from Ursula K. Le Guin. So there's tons and tons of...
Yeah.
Anything read by Simon Vance too is great. Mm-hmm. But if you guys are interested in audiobooks and Audible, I'll put a link in the description below so that you can get 2 free audiobooks, any audiobooks you want, that you can keep, even if you don't complete the 30-day free trial using Audible. It's like a forgotten little advertisement that they ran that they never took down, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next,
Alexander Sigsworth, fan of the show.
We adore.
Yes, he said, since nobody else has asked these yet, I'll go for the broad strokes. Favorite film, video game, television series, and album. So this is a loaded question, especially for
Very
us.
loaded, especially for someone like me who has a pretty hard time choosing favorites.
Very
really hard time.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I said in the last one. I was going off for a while, and we had to we were going to cut out most of what I said because I was like, oh, I really like this.
Yeah,
and this,
it was all
and this, and that.
20 questions with her when we first started dating was just
impossible.
Torturous.
I don't even know why he stayed.
Alright, so favorite film. Can you... come up with something good?
I think the one that I gave last time was Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
That's a good one. It's classic.
Which before I met Dakota, I watched older movies. I didn't watch like a lot of newer ones. So like he kind of educated me in the ways of the Force and all of that.
Literally.
But one thing that I was just thinking too is one film series that I like was obsessed with when I was a kid was Indiana Jones. I love those, and I actually think they might, I don't know which one would be my favorite, but I really like those. So that's that.
All right. Cool.
What's yours?
Oh. 8 words. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, extended edition.
We should actually watch that today. Oh, wait, let me go and get the Indiana Jones set so that we can both hold our own.
We have to rub them. Like
they're my belly.
like they're genies in the bottle. Alright. Moving on. Favorite video game, Jen? Go for it.
For me, this is pretty easy. The only game that I had growing up was Zelda. I think my parents never bought me games. They bought them for my brother, so I would just take ones that he didn't really like. And that was one that I took from him and became, like, obsessed with. Like, Wind Waker, I think I've played it probably, like, 5 times. And, what?
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for this one that's coming out.
Breath of the Wild.
I just finished Drake's Deception in the Uncharted series, and I'm really, really, really liking that. I think it's awesome. So
it's her first time through the Uncharted series. So.
Yeah, I'm like obsessed actually. So I'm gonna get Thieves' End pretty soon. So I'm really excited.
Yep. All right.
What's yours?
Video game. It's the first game that really touched my heart as a kid. It was Kingdom Hearts. I know it's kind of cheesy, but something about the melding of Final Fantasy characters with Disney characters in Disney worlds was just so creative to me, and the fact that they were able to bring all those classic storylines and work them into this force of evil, which was the Heartless, and how they were destroying different worlds. And you, as Sora, were looking for your friends, but you meet Donald and Goofy, and you just become a team, and you start working together. And it's probably my favorite RPG of all time. And even though the series has become extremely convoluted, I'm still really looking forward to number 3 coming out whenever that does come out. So hopefully it's soon. Maybe Square Enix, if you're watching. Alright, so television series.
For me, I would have to say Game of Thrones. Hands down, to me, the best. Like, the best everything. The best, when I'm saying music, costumage even, storyline, budget, obviously. I just think I've never been able to, not that I've never been able to, but to appreciate how a show goes above and beyond to do everything as perfectly as possible. I love that. And I always loved historical drama, and even though this obviously isn't a historical drama, I love, the fantasy elements of it, and I think it's awesome. And, the medieval grittiness.
Mm-hmm. I have a simple answer, Doctor Who. It's the first show that I really became obsessed with. And even though we haven't had, we only had 1 episode of Doctor Who last season, and it wasn't even last year rather, and it wasn't even that good. It's still a show that I look forward to with anticipation. I anticipate it so much that I'm always looking for news and stuff, and I'm really sad to hear that Capaldi's leaving. But we also did a video recently on who could potentially be the 13th Doctor, so if you haven't seen that already, please check it out. Let's move on. Album. Go for it.
Album, I'm gonna say I really like Paul Simon, Graceland.
That's a really good album.
I love,
Graceland.
As far as contemporary, I really like Vampire Weekend. I could pretty much listen to them endlessly.
So any album from them, basically.
Yeah, all of theirs, I think they're fantastic.
You think you're a contra. I grew up listening to the Beatles with my family. They mostly listened to Revolver and Sgt. Pepper's, but my favorite album was one that I kind of discovered on my own, was Abbey Road. I think each consecutive song builds on each other, and they use themes from previous songs, or they lace themes into like latter songs on the album. And not counting the last song on the album, Her Majesty, which is kind of like a little like fun Easter egg at the end.
Yeah, I like that one.
The 3 songs before it, which are Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, and The End, play like one 3-part epic, and it makes me smile every time, and I just have to like play the drums for the end. And it's so great. If you guys haven't, obviously you guys probably have, but
Yeah, most people have, but it's interesting, like, the way that you put it. When we were dating, he said, like, those last 3 songs perfectly go together, and now whenever I listen to it, I kind of listen to it as one song, which it is really beautiful.
a lot of the
way
songs
they
on
did
that album, a lot of the songs on that album, not just those 3, actually
repeat.
go right into the next. There's no pause, there's no break in the song.
Oh, another album that I really love, and it's just such an, like, odd choice, but I literally have listened to it, like, anytime I'm writing, reading, studying, I'm always listening to John Williams Plays Barrios. I think I might be saying that wrong. But
It's literally
it is
just John Williams on guitar.
It's so beautiful.
It's fantastic.
It's awesome. So check that out too.
Yeah. Alright. Thank you, Alex.
So our next question is from Bilbo Jack 4. Pretty loaded questions that we have here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Well, he gave us an awesome comment. He says, I'm glad you were pleased to have reached 1,000 subscribers. I think you deserve it. I'm a big fan of yours from France, which is awesome. We have a worldwide audience.
That's so cool.
We have people from France following us. So I subscribed some months ago with no hesitation. That's awesome. He says, good luck editing in iPad, which is what I edit with, because it is very difficult. But let's get into his questions a little bit. Here are my questions. In which city do you live? We don't live in a city currently.
Yeah, we don't. We previously, when we started the show, lived in Westchester, New York.
In White Plains, actually.
And currently we're living about an hour north of New York City.
Right.
So we probably won't live here for super long. I think we might be moving back down.
Yeah, we're in Dutchess County currently.
Yeah, so we're farmers.
Next question.
No, we're not. I said
Farmers.
we're farmers.
All right, next question. Have you ever visited France?
So that's actually kind of a funny story. What was that, like it's probably like 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
So around, like, in the summer of, like, 3 years ago, I was visiting France. My best friend, lived in Paris. So I stayed with her for about a month, and we went and visited other countries, while we were out there, but predominantly I was in France, and Paris was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous. And Dakota, you can tell them your end.
Yeah, so I had been planning proposing to Jen for some time, and I didn't know how to do it because she would have guessed anything. So I thought the only way I can really surprise her with my proposal is if I show up in France. So I waited until her last day in Paris, and I proposed to her outside of the Louvre.
Yes, he really surprised me.
And yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was only there for a day. It was a beautiful, beautiful country, city. So
yeah, so that's Dakota's end. So technically, yes, he's been to France for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he totally caught me off guard because I had no idea. I thought he was gonna propose when I got back. Because you have a feeling, but nope, didn't see that coming.
Nope.
Felt like someone threw a football at my head.
All right. Have you been to Japan? Sadly,
wish.
no.
Yeah, that's kind of a goal of ours.
Yeah, we watch way too much anime, and I just started reading manga, so...
Yeah. So that's probably going to be our next big trip. It's hard to plan because if we go to Japan, we want to see, like, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll be saving up for a while to do that. Like, we want to go into, Tokyo, but then we also want to rent a car and see, the more rural parts as well.
Have you ever been to a Star Wars Celebration convention?
No.
Sadly, again, no. We would love to. He says that he went to Celebration Europe in London this past July, and he got to meet Ray Park and Mark Hamill, which is pretty cool. Ray Park is he was Darth Maul.
Yeah.
So
that's super cool. I'm jealous. And Mark Hamill is just the sweetest and one of those wonderful people walking the earth today.
Probably.
So the thought of meeting him just makes me like, I wish. He commented back on one of my tweets once, and I actually lost my mind. I was freaking out because he's awesome. From Three Wheelie Boy. Yeah,
Three Wheelie Boy says, a quick question: do you guys read comics?
Sometimes, not as much as we should though. We actually want to make it a point to read more. Dakota has a pretty wide variety of comics.
Yeah, I used to read comics very regularly. I used to go every week and pick up my pulls for the week. And then around the time where the New 52 started, I kind of felt betrayed by DC a little bit, and it was just getting too expensive from both sides, Marvel and DC. So I stopped reading regularly. I'll pick up a comic every now and then, or I'll pick up a book or graphic novel. Recently, I started picking up manga, like I just said. Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon is hilarious, and it's such a good story. That was originally a light novel series, but it was translated into a manga, and the artwork is fantastic. And I'm trying to catch up on Attack on Titan, the manga, because Season 2, apparently, is coming out April 1st. Unless it's a really early April Fool's joke.
That would be really sad. I didn't even think about that.
But
everybody, I think, would be very angry if they did that.
I would be very angry.
We've waited long enough.
So thanks for your question, Three Wheelie Boy.
Yeah, and thank you for subbing.
Yes. Alright guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. You've gotten to know us a little bit. My name's Dakota again, and this is Jen. If you want to help us out, keep the show running, we have a Patreon account that you could help fund our channel with just $1 or more a month. You can, fund our content. So if you want to do that,
send us to Japan.
Yeah, if you want to send us to Japan, you can help. That way.
No pressure or anything.
No. Thank you guys so much. And if you have any more questions, we'd love to do a second Q&A. So leave them in the comments.
Yeah, please comment. We love it.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye.